Get it to work. Hey guys, we are driving down the road, and I guess I think it's a little less invasive if we have that middle light on instead of mine here in the front. Maddie, I hear you. You need to be quiet, okay? So I got off work tonight, and I went to a friend's funeral. A really close friend. Somebody who helped me really in my recovery a lot. He didn't relapse, and that's one thing that we can take from his death and be really grateful for, that it wasn't a relapse that killed him. He had 9 years. He had 9 years clean. I'm really grateful for that. Really grateful. I'm grateful that he had his new fiance. They've been together a couple years, and his son. And, a lot of people that really loved him and cared for him, and, that he supported, and as well as they supported him in his recovery. I mean, the funeral was packed out. The funeral home was completely full, and there wasn't a dry eye in the place. So tonight I will celebrate Matt in memories that I have of him, and the friendship that we shared. And also, I was talking to my daughter tonight, my older daughter, and decided that maybe we would try to film a different kind of video tonight. I know that I posted something last night, but we decided that we could do a kind of a Q&A tonight. Like, does she have any questions that I would answer for her tonight? Just completely, like, no holds barred, like no holding back, and answer them truthfully and honestly the best way that I know how. So with that being said, I've got all 3 babies in the car. One back there just peeping. Hi, bud. No, he doesn't want to say hello. And then I've got that one who thinks it's funny to stick her hand out the window while we're driving. And we've got this one. Hi, that's the one going to ask the questions. I'm sure that one back there will have some questions to ask too. They'll probably be really irrelevant, but we'll go ahead and let her ask her questions too. So with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and let Elizabeth ask any questions that she might have. So whatever you want to say, make sure you speak up loudly. Madison, windows got to go up.
No.
Make sure you speak up loudly so I can hear.
Okay, so the first question I wanted to ask was, how did it feel?
How did what feel?
Like when you were on your drugs.
Using drugs, being high. How did being high feel?
Yeah.
Madison, stop. Okay, so she says the first question she has is, how did being high feel? It's a pretty good question. Pretty good one. Oh God, that's hard to be honest with, because I don't want to say that it felt good in any kind of way, because I don't want it to turn into something that you're curious about, doing it on your own. But if you don't hear that truth from me, you'll surely hear it from somebody else. And my only hope is that from me going through what I've been through, and being where I am, and all the things that we've went through together, that that's enough for you to not ever want to use drugs.
I have a question.
Hold on, Madison. So I'm answering Sissy's question. So with that being said, I said that I would be honest and I would be truthful, and I plan to do so. So the first time that I used, I felt really good. I had no pain anymore, and I didn't care. It was like it was like not having a single worry in the world, right? Complete internal joy. It was like, I don't know, it felt really like I felt really in control of myself, and I felt like fuzzy on the inside. It made my head a little dizzy. I grew to like that feeling. I didn't like it the first time I ever got high. I didn't like it at all. But I grew to really like that feeling, and it was like from the tips of my toes, I could feel it at first in my toes, and then in my nose would get itchy, my face would get itchy, and every worry that I had in the entire world was gone. And I was also very, very sick. I threw up like so much. I threw up so much. I puked everywhere. And then really fat. Like that first time was the one that was like really intense and felt really good, for a lack of a better word. And then any time after that, it was just trying to get that feeling again. Any time after that wasn't as good. It wasn't as intense. You were trying to recreate that first time that it felt really good, and you never could do that, right? And then if we are going to talk about how it felt to be on like the other drug, like the one that Daddy's on, is that the one you're going to talk about? That one was like a burst of energy. Like there was so much energy, never feeling tired, like just being ready to go, got to go. You want to go on a run, you want to clean the house, you want to fold the clothes, like you just, you know how sometimes like at the end of the day you're like really exhausted and tired and you just can't wait to go to sleep. Madison, wait. And you can't wait to go to sleep. Mm-hmm. On that drug, never feel like that. It's the complete opposite. Like you're just, like when we're getting ready to do something fun and you're really excited about it, your heart starts racing, maybe you're just like super ready, you're like, yeah, I'm gonna do this, it's gonna be so much fun, know. That's what that felt like at first. And then with both drugs, with any drug, really quick, like that becomes a way of life for you. How we feel right now, right? We feel normal right now. We might be a little bit tired. We might be a little bit cranky sometimes. Sometimes we might be a little bit happy, right? You're always just kind of on this median line. And then that median, it's like you start out way up here, and then really quickly you just like plummet down to the ground. And you get to a point where you have to use the drug to just feel normal. And then it becomes miserable. Your life is falling apart, and you feel like you have nobody, you have nothing. You can't keep the bills paid. You can't keep your drug. Like life is just miserable. There's pain, like emotional pain, and you're stealing from people, you're robbing people, you're lying to people. You become this complete different person than who you really are. A completely different version of yourself, like somebody you never thought you would be, all because of a drug. Hopefully that was enough. It's really hard to describe the feeling, like it's been a while since I've had the feeling, so it's hard to describe like exactly what it felt like. But do you have any other questions?
Yeah. When did you do it? Like when was the first time?
The first time I got high?
Yeah.
The first time I did drugs.
Looks like you're the person and Sissy's driving.
Yes, ma'am. The first time I did drugs, I was older than I think a lot of people that I know. I was 25, 26. And you were like 4, maybe 3 or 4. You're young. More?
Who showed you the invitation? Who's the invitation from? Try this.
Who was the invitation from?
Yeah.
The invitation for what?
To give you drugs.
Do you want me to answer that for real?
Yeah.
You don't know?
No.
The first time I did drugs was with Daddy.
Oh, that dirty scumbag.
Well, listen. The thing is that we can't blame him completely, you know, because at the end of the day, I did make my own decision. I did make my own choice to actually do it. You know, he didn't make me do it. He didn't tell me to do it. But it happened to be that he introduced me to it at the very time that I felt vulnerable enough to say yes. I don't know. Mad, what question do you have?
I have a question. How people get made?
Oh my. Okay, we're not going to get into that conversation tonight. That's a pretty serious conversation, how babies are made. All right,
the stork drops them off.
Yeah, the stork drops them off. That's the end of it. Elizabeth, another question?
How did it feel like? What encouraged you to stop drugs?
Oh, that's a good one. A good one there. Y'all, really, I knew. Turn on your flashlight.
Can I do a question now?
Wait, man. I knew that, like, ooh, never mind. Turn it off. It's too bright. I knew that, man, I was miserable. And it gets really tiring. It gets so tiring to, like, chase a drug and find somebody who's got it and find somebody who's got it good enough and spend all your money on it. Like, there were so many things that we could have done with the money that we had, and, like, especially in a time that, like, Daddy had a good job and like, so many other things we could have done with it, you know? And, like, it was exhausting. And I just, the first time was I wanted y'all to come home. You know, I really, like, I went into rehab, like, just determined to get you guys home and back with me, because it hurt so bad. Like, so bad it hurt to not have you guys, right? And so that was my driving force the first time. The second time was, like, my own choice. Like, I made the choice to get clean because I was miserable. And I just, like, I had only relapsed for, like, less than a month, maybe a month. And, like, the misery that I had, like, I could feel my life going back to, like, the same place that it was when I lost y'all before. No, just a minute. I could feel my life, like, spiraling out of control at that point. And I had the new baby, too, you know, and y'all, like, she was older, you were older. Maddie, wait. And I didn't want a chance losing you guys again. So it was a lot to do with you guys. But also, like, I knew to be a better mom, to be a better person, like, I couldn't do drugs and do that, you know?
Yeah.
What else?
Wait. Don't you think you have more money when you do drugs than when you don't?
I have more money when I do drugs?
Yeah, because, like, Daddy has a lot of money, but then, like, if he stopped, he wouldn't have no money.
That's not true. He has a lot of money at one time a month when his check comes in. He gets money from selling drugs. Yes, he does.
So you get basically.
But I have more money than he does, and I get up every morning and I make an honest living. Is it easy for him to do what he does? Yeah, but there's a lot of risk involved in that. Look, think about this. What do I have? What's one thing that I have that he doesn't?
A house.
What else?
A car.
A house, a car. What else?
Clean stuff.
Okay, yeah, clean stuff. Clean house, clean laundry. What else? Food. What else? Like, a big thing. What's a big thing that I have that he doesn't get to have?
A job.
No.
Me. No.
Y'all.
Oh yeah.
Y'all.
Us.
Something I get to go to bed every night with my babies.
He don't.
I get to go to sleep every night with my babies in the car. Or in the car. In the bed. Sorry, Madison is distracting me. Madison, listen. I need you to just stop for just a second. Okay, but I'm still talking. I'm still answering a question. You can answer in just a second. So, and Madison, she's 5. She interrupts everything. She doesn't understand that I'm filming a video that I can't just stop. So it'll be your turn in a second. Hold on. But I get to go to bed at night, wake up in the morning, you know, whatever the case may be. I get to enjoy all of that with my children, right?
Yep.
He doesn't. And why does he not get to? Because the life that he lives is too dangerous for y'all. If the state and myself deemed it too dangerous for y'all to be with me while I was using drugs, they took y'all from him too. That's the thing, is that you guys were taken away from him in the exact same way that you were taken away from me. The thing is, when he went to prison, I went to work on getting y'all back. He went to prison. When he got out of prison, he didn't continue working any kind of program. He wasn't doing the things that DSS said we had to do to get y'all back. Daddy still has no rights to y'all. Plain and simple. Do I let him see you? Absolutely, when he's doing right. But see, I have to have discretion in the times that I let my children go around, because it is my job to keep y'all safe. My job to keep you safe. If I take you and let you stay at his house and he's doing drugs with you guys there, which we know he will, y'all are gone. So I put you in a space to have you taken away from me, taken away possibly from each other. Because of what? Because of letting you go stay at his house? No. The safest thing to do when we have those visits is for him and all of us to be together, so I can control the situation, so that I have a controlled environment where he's not putting you guys in jeopardy, putting you guys in, and me allowing him to put you in jeopardy. Okay, and I'm gonna step off that soapbox now. Madison, what's your question?
How does furniture get to come to houses and get made?
Maddie, let me tell you something. We're not just having a random questions. We're talking about mommy's addiction.
Drugs.
We're talking about mommy's drug use. So you have questions about mommy's drug use, or other people on drugs, or anything?
How does Daddy get used to getting drugs in jail?
He didn't get drugs in jail.
We have one thing to say.
What do you mean, how? How what?
How
you don't get drugs in jail. You can't. It's impossible.
How did he get in jail by doing drugs?
He got in jail. Well, Daddy went, drugs are illegal, yes, but Daddy didn't go to jail because of drugs. He just happened to go to jail, and, well, he didn't go to prison. He went to prison because he was driving without a license and never went and paid the ticket.
Oh, so he got his license.
But he has went to jail for having drugs on him. He has went to jail for,
speeding?
Speeding, yes, he has. But it is very illegal to have drugs. And very illegal to do drugs.
Look, we could be a millionaire, but that dudo dad.
This isn't going to be a bashing. We're not, Elizabeth, we're not going to spend this video bashing your dad. Do you have any other questions for me?
I do.
But why are we not a millionaire? That's my question.
I do.
Because we're just not rich, but I'm doing what I can, saving as much as I can, paying every bill that I can. Maddie, what's another question you have?
If you were poor, what would you do?
I am poor.
No, we're
If
not
you had
poor,
no
but we're
money.
not rich.
If you had no
But
money.
we're in the middle.
If I had no money, I would do what I'm doing now, get up and get a job, go to work, and bring money home.
And if you don't go to work, what would happen?
Well, then you wouldn't have any money. You'd lose your house,
Right.
your car. We got our nice new car here. We got our nice new car.
And we have our mows. Like, you gotta show off the mows.
I love my new
And
car.
we got our material.
I worked really hard to save the money to buy this car.
Look.
Oh yeah, and we can do nice things like go out and get mows at the end of the
Every
night.
single night.
But like I worked really hard to save the money to get this car. Like it is the most money that I have saved up ever at one time, and I took all of it and put it down on my car. And I saved every cent that I had, every extra penny I had, I put it in savings because I knew I needed a new car. And like that's one of the luxuries of being clean, and being in recovery. Not only do I get this one asking me crazy questions like how are babies born, I get that one who, it's nice to be able to sit here in the car at the end of the night, exhausted and tired with little baby arms around my neck and be able to be honest with my kids, you know, about my past and my history. The only way for me to prevent that from happening in the future is to remember what the past was like. So, anyways, we're home now. We're fixing to go eat. I hope you guys have a great night. I know this was a pretty short-lived Q&A. Maybe at one point, if we have a little bit more time and energy, we'll put a little bit more into it. If she thinks of anything else, if she wants to go on it again, this was all that little girl's idea. She wanted to do this. She's excited about this YouTube channel. Anyways, I hope y'all have a great night. Be blessed. Mwah.